Let's get to the next question.
Hi, my name's Lynn and my question is to both the leaders. Post offices provide vital services to Australians. Nationwide, enable the government's community service obligation, its funding responsibility to be met. The majority of these are privately owned small businesses. Many of these organisations are under serious financial pressure with increasing costs and diminishing returns, leading them for fear of their ongoing survival. They're small businesses. As the Minister for Communication has the power to direct the activities of Australia Post, what action would your party take to prevent further licensed post offices closures across the country?
All right. What do you
first, Ben? You're happy if you want to. First of all, they're small family businesses. And so we need to support small and family businesses with lower taxes, which is what we've done, bringing down to 25% the tax rate, to ensure that they can write off the equipment that they buy as part of their business, and we've done that through the instant asset write-off, increasing the amount you can write off from $20,000 up to $30,000. We're making it easier for them to get access to finance through our $2 billion securitisation fund. So they're the more general things we're doing around small business. One of the other things we've done is provide mental health support, actually, for small business and family owners because they're under enormous stress. And for them to be better and for them to be more well, it's important to help them run their business. But when it comes to Australia Post, one of the things our government did is we actually did increase the prices of letters and these sorts of things that go through the post offices. At the end of the day, they're businesses, and the way businesses do better is if our economy is more healthy. And our economy is more healthy when there is a lower tax burden on those who are walking in and out of post offices that are coming in there to buy the goods and other things that are now sold in those businesses. So they're like a retail business like any of the others, and we want to see them succeed. And no government has done more to lower the cost and lower the burden of paperwork than ours government has to ensure small businesses continue to be the heroes that they are in our economy.
All right, Mr. Shorten.
Thanks, Lynn. Did you work at one of those agencies, or you've just got a... You just know? OK. Agree with Scott, 25% tax rate for businesses under 50 million. Agree also that when a small business invests in new productive machinery, that under Labor we would give them an extra 20% tax write-off on their investment of the new technology straight away, so that's a plus. May tip a project which was marginal, it'll support the family or the business investing in the new technology. But I'm interested in Australia Post specifically as a set of businesses. Listen, I can't remember the exact number, don't hold me to it, but there's about 2,500, 3,000 Australia Post outlets around Australia. You know, other than the big four banks, Australia Post has the best regional network. So I think that having an Australia Post business in your local country town is a sign of health. And when you add on Star Trek Express and its ability to compete in terms of parcel delivery, I think there's probably more that we could do if we looked at giving these small businesses in Australia Post the ability to compete with the banks of Australia. I think that if Australia Post, if we could invest in their technology to modernise the payment system, if we could assist them to be able to compete with the banks. It's very early days. I'm not saying we've got a specific policy at this election, but what I am saying is I've thought long and hard about Australia Post, and wouldn't it be good if we could use Australia Post to provide opportunities to put more competition on banks to be able to provide services in the bush?
Are you talking about a lender as well?
Oh, no, I don't necessarily... I wouldn't necessarily want them lending, but there must be a capacity to somehow recognise that the network of distribution which Australia Post branches have, be they, you know, family businesses or direct businesses of Australia Post, there's got to be an opportunity to help revitalise competition in the bush, and there's got to be an opportunity to compete with the banks.
Well, they can be payment centres now.
Well,
and they do have those relationships to enable them to be payment centres now, and so they can become a service delivery hub all around the country.
OK, let's get to our next question. Over to you, sir.
Sorry, Lynn, go on.
We just need to move on, Lynn. I'll come back to you if we have time. I promise.